I think the most heartbreaking part about this whole thing with mourning is that everybody handles grief differently. Stay tuned. All right, welcome back to another episode of Care Hill. We are talking about episode 7. Episode 7 is such a heavy episode, so I'm going to address it with as much sensitivity as possible. So this is the aftermath of having Kill Malton, John Francesca's late husband. Basically, she's hyper focusing on like these biscuits in here. I'm doing a recap and then we'll do the review in the last 5 minutes. She's focusing on these. She's hyper focused on like, oh, these biscuits aren't on point and they're running out of biscuits. And basically, everybody's coming up to her, and it was really cool. It was really cool hearing Benedict speak because Anthony couldn't come. And of course Daphne is in the countryside or whatever Dukes do, but it was really comfort. Like it was really comforting to hear his speech, because sometimes the best speakers are the one who just speak from the heart. They're not here they don't have a script written, so his script was really touching. Anyways, but the comfort, Sophie helped Francesca get out of a bind because they kept asking her questions like, hey, I think your hair looks messed up. Let's go talk, basically let's have a moment away. So she was talking about how when her father passed and how she felt about it. Anyway, so Benedict is there, and Sophie goes outside to find nothing, because I was like, her basket's empty when she comes back. Anyway, so she goes outside to comfort him, and he's like, hey, I have to be strong. If you're here, I won't be able to hold it together, which shows that he truly feels like he can't even look at her, like he truly feels comfort to come undone in front of her. Not like clues, but like that's when you truly like a person. When you see this person, you just immediately fall into tears. It means that I can be weak with you, but I can be weak with you because I find my strength in you. Look at that word. Anyways, so Lady Danbury and Bridget, Lady B, like they're basically holding hands. Just say, hey, I'm going away. I'm like, all right, I'll come back. And I keep forgetting how tight, like Mrs. Bridgerton, Lady Danbury and Lady Bridgerton. I keep forgetting how close of friends they are, because there's always some nonsense going around. But anyways, so she finds out about her and her brother, which I'm just like, she found out about her and Marcus, who is Lady Danbury's brother. And I'm just like, I mean, it's pretty obvious, like, y'all, Mr. Kill Malton. I was like, what else have you been talking about this whole time? There's not much more. I was like, we know y'all smashing. Stop playing. Anyways, so they're trying to get Francesca to grieve, which me personally too, like as someone who lost two people last year, like the reason why I don't bring it up is because people don't really know how to process grief for you. Does that make any sense? I call it adjacent grief. I call it adjacent grief. A lot of people don't know how to process it. They don't have the emotional IQ for it. So I just rather I'll figure it out, so they don't know what to say. And that's the thing is, but like, even if you say, I don't know what to say, there's still comfort compared to you it's almost like they're trying to force you to get over it. So Francesca was like, hey, my courses have not returned. So she thinks she's pregnant, which to me, that makes sense that would happen that way, like a little gift on the way out. So she was like, I want to try to stay calm, so I don't want to risk the baby or anything, future baby, blah, blah. And so, Lady Danbury is trying to get the queen to admit that she's going to miss her. And she's like, yeah, how is she faring? But what's the outfit she was wearing? That's something I would ask. Like, I was like, I know Francesca is stressed, but like, what was she wearing? What was the dress? I want to ask that too, a little farther along, but she's like, yeah, goodbyes are never easy. Are you gonna miss me, basically? And like, the Queen's just like, oh, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm good. Anyways, so basically, she brings up they start talking about like, if a maid marries a nobleman, not to the queen, not just yet, but they're talking about if a maid marries a nobleman, it'll mess up the status quo, which to me, it makes sense, because with society back in the day, if we sit there and give if one maid is allowed to marry a nobleman, then we're really gonna have a problem on our hands. Like, now what you think it's I'm trying to think how to nicely say this. Like, it would upset things, because if you start having people who don't have any money have no money to add to the pot, like, you have to think of it like back in the day, which I mean, it's still kind of like that too, especially with the wealthy. Marriages are business arrangements, okay? The outfits, the love, those are the accessories. It's the other way around when you're in the middle and lower class, right? But it was always, okay, so my company is worth 100 million. Your company is worth 200 million. Now our family should have 300 million. What? But they don't, but my daughter doesn't like your son. That's crazy. See you at the marriage tomorrow. You know, like it was always a business transaction. So if someone whose net worth is about $100 million and they go marry a maid, now they're still worth $100 million, but probably going to be worth $85 million because now they have to pay for this maid now. Now you see how the wealth goes down. So I can definitely see that. So Hyacinth is doing what I would do as the baby girl as well. She's taking everything literally and doesn't have the time frame she doesn't have the mindset to truly process things. She's throwing all her stuff away. I'm not going to debut because what's the point of getting married when your husband can just get de-lifed at any time? Dad, father, this person, now John, like, and I'm just like, I mean, when she put it like that, that do make sense. What's the point of doing all this if it's gonna end like that? So, I thought that was really, like, sometimes children, like I say, out of the mouth of babes, like sometimes children really show you, they really show you, and remind you like just how innocent they are, because it's just like, yes, it hurts if somebody you love lost or whatever, but it's better to have loved than to have it's better to have love lost than never have loved at all. So, you know, would you take those memories back? Like, would you take those feelings back? I know I wouldn't. Like, there's a couple of, even jobs, but like, there's a couple of relationships that I lost that I was like, dang, but we had some really good times, you know, we had some really good times together. So that was pretty fire. Anyways, but the Violet, Lady B goes to Francesca saying, hey, I know what you feel like. And Francesca's like, no, you don't. And I love that they talk about fertility because they were trying to check, which Benedict was going off. My sister did not want to be examined, you know, to see like about who's going to be the heir because they produce no heir, right? And so she is the wife, but they produce no heir. So that means that whoever has a boy nearby in his bloodline is going to get it instead, right? And so it's not like she doesn't have a baby. She was just stressed and her period came. And it makes sense. Like, I don't know a bigger stress than your husband passing. Like, I don't know. Like that's enough for my period would have came the same day, because I was like, if I was in her position and my husband passed, like, my period would have came that same day. Because one thing about my period would be like, wait, are you having a bad day? I can make it worse. That's my period. But, and I'll actually, I love the fact that they talked about fertility and about how, like, oh my goodness. Sorry, a bird just kissed the window. Hi, Stephanie. I guys got scared so happy. Hi. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I just got a fright. I wish I would have got it on camera. Like, she literally kissed the window. Oh, I was like, what is going on? Hi. Oh my goodness. Okay, girl. Anyways, but they're talking about fertility, and like she has seven kids, you know, and I get where Francesca's like, you don't understand. I'm just like, you raised 7 kids with this man. Like, she planned their whole life out. She planned like how their whole life would be. What are you talking about? And so anyways, so they're still talking about the possibility of Benedict, and they're still talking about the Benedict and Sophie being together. They could just leave society, and Sophie's just like, oh, I don't know if you could sacrifice your family for me and all this. Like, they're making good questions. Anyway, so Posey finds out that they're zeroing in that Sophie is working for the Bridgerton, so she goes visits her, and she's like, hey, it's for the shoe clips. So I'm just like, what are these shoe clips, baby? What is going on? Anyway, I really like their friendship, but she's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to the Americas since the job for the job that I set up is already filled. So, anyways, evil stepmom goes and apologizes to Pose and say, hey, I used to be like you before like she had like this curse on her. I wonder why. About every man she gets with passes away. So she was like, I had to get hard so I can do it, which there's no thing. So anyways, Posey ends up slipping to her that she ends up slipping to her that she knows where she's going. She's going to Americas or blah, blah, blah. So she finds her, intercepts her. So now she's in jail. She's locked up. They won't let her out. And of course, Benedict runs after her and says, I think she's the one, because he finds her necklace for the silver. So anyways, it ends up locked up, they won't let her out. You young kids. But yeah, I think this episode was really, I feel like, we'll see how episode 8 goes, but I really feel like this is one of their best episodes in a very long time. Like, this makes up for y'all splitting it in half. Like, I felt the grief. Like, I felt sad. I was like, I had to look the actor up. I was like, okay, so he's still with us. He's still with us. Like, it really felt like the grief I felt from the fact that everybody was in black. You know, the Bridgerton bright blue is their signature. And to see everybody in black, it felt so morbid. It felt so sad. Also, the resting place is beautiful. Is that a castle that they bury them in? That's actually really gorgeous. I'm not saying that I would want that, but like that's really dope that they have like a they have like almost like a family like resting spot. Like it's beautiful. Like I've never seen anything like it. It literally looks like it's like a castle, and it's just everybody has their bodies there. But anyways, but it was really profound. And then just seeing Anthony, like, it's because I saw them in the last episode. But seeing Benedict, like, with him having to be the strong brother, because my thing is, like, I have a special soft spot for middle kids and second born, because in a way, no one, unless you're the different gender, when you're second born, no one cares about you. Just from me seeing, just from what I've observed. But I empathize with them very heavily, because you're the spare. You are the spare. Okay. Now that doesn't mean really kind of like, Claire, thanks for that, you know. But for the second kid, like, you're pretty much the spare. You're pretty much the spare. And I feel like sometimes you're pretty much the spare. And I feel like sometimes, like, it's really heartbreaking to see that they think like that, but societally, you are the spare. You're like, if the first one falls, you land on the second one. Like, you're the vice president of the family. You feel me? Like, and who cares about the vice president, really? But the vice president's the one who's taking all the jip, and the president gets all the credit, right? So it's really cool to see him step through and say, hey, what we went through was unfathomable. I couldn't imagine, like, this ever taking place ever. And it just really shows that, if anything, which I always live my life like this anyway. That's why whenever someone's quick to fight with me, I'm quick to say forgive and move on. Like, life is so precious. You don't ever know. It could be at any time. not trying to scare you. You're like, Claire told me not to go to sleep because it could be at any time. Oh, okay. Even my hair says stop playing. Anyways, but it can be at any time. So just treasure your loved ones. I think that was really fire. And then I forgot to mention as well, like, the Michaela was saying how she wants, Michaela was saying how, like, she wants to do a celebration of life. You know, in Scotland, it's celebrated. It's not like this big, like, oh, this happened, you know, like, it's usually celebrated in Scotland about when somebody passes. So I thought that was really cool. I mean, in Haitian culture, it's kind of like, well, it's like a celebration. You know, the Haitians are over the top when it comes to funerals, but it is a celebration of life. Like, we will be smiling and eating food at the wake, like cheering almost, you know. But the actual ceremony, so that, like, it's pretty much like it's time they're transitioning, you know. Point. They didn't really say how he passed, but you know how black people. So what happened? They didn't say how he passed, but I'm assuming it was a brain aneurysm. And you know, back in the day, they could have got this. They could have caught this on, you know, whatever. It was also too, just one more point. It was a mercy for her not to be pregnant. I know. I got a 34-year-old brain. Okay, it's developed. It was a mercy, because if she now, no offense, she can remarry if she wants to, you know, and there's not going to be, your father did this, your father did that, you know. And then another thing too is just that, like, it's going to be hard to move on when this kid's going to remind you of everything your partner did, you know. So it was a mercy in that way. And it was also a mercy as well, and having all your family around you, like Benedict didn't move away yet, because who would have made that speech? I don't see Daphne's not there. Eloise is, you know, she's not, you know, kind of like it's everything happens as it should. You know, I know not ain't nobody trying to hear me, but I really like the fact that that was Chef's kiss, and of course, speaking on fertility, like that was perfect as well. I really loved all that. And then being able to come undone in front of your partner. So stay tuned for the final part.